Why the only 2% succeed and the 98% fail? There's always a separation of people that travel their own goals, travel their own journey, go throughout all the struggles, go throughout the circumstances, but there's always going to be a difference between the people who actually overcame the struggles rather than the people who just hesitated, rather than the people who just stopped, rather than the people who had an end line before they even made it into the start line, right? And that is the difference between the 2% and the 98%. Why is it that a lot of people are not successful nowadays? Why is it that a lot of people are failing? Why is it that people can't withstand on their own purpose? Why is it that people are really being selected away from their own journey? And it's typically just by one thing. And that one thing is by simply choices. Choices is what basically correlates everybody's decisions and everybody's circumstances, right? There's always going to be between two choices. The two choices that you can make here is either keep going or just end there, right? And the only reason why the 2% will always be the 2% is because they kept going, and no matter what, they overcame their own self-sabotage, self-doubtness, and their own hesitations, right? So this is why the 2%, their minds is always going to be complacent with the comparing to the 98%, because they have implemented the success mind, and the success mind is having that growth mindset. It's having that mindset that is thinking about the best choices, and it's having that mindset that is always growing, and it just connecting itself with evolution. The whole gift of life is just for you to transfer yourself into evolution. That's all it is. Simply enough, it doesn't matter if you're this person who just thinks everything is easy, thinks to himself that just because his discipline everything is going to come to his way. No, it's a matter of how you evaluate your own evolution, because the failure mind, that is the 98% portion of everybody's minds. Fearing failure, avoiding risk, and limits potential. It doesn't matter how confident you are, as long as you still have thoughts regarding on how you're gonna feel this, how you're gonna feel hesitated, how things are holding you back. Those things are gonna stay within you, because you are thinking not rather for yourself, but rather from your thoughts. Come to realization that you are not your thoughts, but rather you are yourself. You are your own growth. It's not about you thinking to yourself, oh, I'm gonna achieve this no matter what. It's not about you creating a plan, but rather having that perspective that no matter what's going on, you're thinking about your own growth. That is how the 2% people think. They always think about their evolution. They always think about being better. They always think about their progress rather than from the results, right? So also, I want to talk about discipline. Discipline is a major key in this whole concept, because without no discipline, there's no journey, right? The only reason why people are stuck and people are hold within that box of the loop is because they have no discipline. They don't know how to continue, but rather than they don't know how to, right? They don't know how to continue. They don't know how to. They haven't received any information because they'd rather stick with the things that they're comfortable with, but rather than just staying disciplined and doing the same things over and over and getting better, right? Prioritize discipline. The 2% will always prioritize discipline and consistency. They always stick to their goals, and they're always going to seek productive habits. That is what the 2% foresees. That is what they estimate on their own lives, right? The 2% does not care about what's going on. They only care about the things that they can do and stick to their talents, right? We need to realize that some things we can't control, right? But the only thing that we can control is our outcome and our choices that consciously we can do. It doesn't matter what's going on in your outside, but rather what's going on the things that you do in the inside, right? And this is why the 98% lack in consistency. They start strong, but they give up. When it gets hard and things not really compiling into results, they want to rush on things, and they want to do everything quick. That is the lack of consistency, and that is the lack of their mindset. Right now, what the difference is that with this part, the only reason why the 2% is always going to be the 98%, it is because they have that growth mindset. They're not focusing on the things that are failing them right now. They're not focusing on the results, but rather on their own growth. That is why the 2% has overcome them in such a right away objection, because of the 90% lack of consistency on their own mindset. right? And it's completely normal. Most people think from the outside, they run to the inside. What you need to know is that stop thinking from other people's mindset. Stop thinking from the outside, but rather just think to yourself, what has truly changed ever since what you started. Now throughout the time that now you're thinking to yourself that you haven't progressed, or the time that you haven't received no results, how much have you changed? Ask yourself that. How much have you changed? How much information have you received? How much different have you developed yourself throughout the time that you spent trying to become that person that you want to be, right? How much have you progressed? A lot. You automatically progress a lot, because that is the growth mindset. That's all it is. But right now, since the 98% is thinking about the failures, is thinking about fears, thinking about the limiting on their own potential, that is why they can stickly can't stay in this discipline, because their focus is on the wrong thing, but rather on the right thing, right? The 2%. Clear vision, have strong sense of purpose, and acknowledge goals. When you have a clear vision, that basically means that you know where you're going. You know exactly what you're gonna do. No matter what, how you're gonna overcome it. It doesn't matter how you're gonna get it, you're still gonna do it, because what you're doing whatever you're supposed to do, which is the purpose. And acknowledging the goals that you have succeeded in life, they're the things that are gonna progress you more and more. Think about it like XP, right? Right now, you're probably level 5 and you're trying to get to level 10. The more you keep acknowledging your goals, the more you keep leveling up, and the more the experience you're going to get throughout yourself is what makes the grind itself perfect. That is why the 2% is always going to evaluate the growth mindset. I keep repeating growth mindset because I want to make sure all the people who are listening to this, you understand the fact that it's not about how you do it, but it's about how you think you're doing it. Right? It is about the purpose behind it. It is about the intention behind the brain power that you're doing it, right? Because if your perspective is wrong and your perspective is roughly around, oh, my fear, my failures, oh, I'm thinking about the things that are gonna go wrong, I'm thinking about the things that are not gonna help me in the results, that is the lack of direction. That is drifting without clear goals, and drifting into things that are not really prioritizing you, right? You're prioritizing on the wrong things, but rather on the right things, right? So when you're doing it, automatically you're focusing on the things that are not gonna give you anything better than any benefits and make you receive at all, than rather what all the negative thoughts that you have compiled and making it into your own reality, right? So look, also the 2%, the action is oriented, calculate the risk, and act decisively. Every action that you do, or every action that we take, is obviously something that we have thought. We think about the consequences. If I'm gonna do this, I better receive that. If I'm gonna do this, I better do this incorrectly. If this is coming in my own way, I better attract it at the best way, no matter what, right? One thing that 98% does is that they tend to be so, they automatically stop. They stop from their own fear. They stop from their own delusions because of their own paralysis by analysis. Paralysis by analysis. What does that mean? People analyze what they want to do, but they tend to be paralyzed on the things that they can surely do. Oh my gosh, I'm about to do this. I don't know if I can do this because I have never tried it. Oh, I'm scared to do this. What if I do this and if it doesn't work? Paralysis. You already put a stop within that action that was gonna lead into a different action. It was gonna bring you something better, right? That is the paralysis by analysis. Overthinking and procrastinating and letting fear hold them back, right? You need to know how to master your own mind. You need to learn how to master your own emotions. Like I was mentioning back then, you are not your thoughts, you are just yourself. So if you're thinking within your thoughts, you are controlled by your own mind, and that is deeply how it works. You need to simply just work with yourself. And you know, people tend to say it's mind over matter, but something is matter of a mind. Sometimes you need to realize on the things that you can take action for, and then realize on how to slowly, progressively just do the actions that you're supposed to do. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want to start a clothing brand, right? But you're scared. You're scared because of the risk. You're scared of the blah blah excuses, right? You're scared to make that decision, and a lot of things that can help you with that is just by simply shortening your choices, by doing small choices no matter what. So now, okay, I'm thinking about doing a clothing brand. Let me think about a name. Okay, I just thought about name. Let me think about my brand. Okay, let me think about my company's name. Let me think about this. Let me think about that. Who's gonna be in my team? Stuff like that is always gonna help you no matter what. Because now, and simply instead of you doing paralysis by analysis, you're simply just taking action, shortening the solutions and ignoring the way out of them. Right? That is how the 2% do it. They stay oriented into the actions with full purpose and full sense and full reason, right? So look, I want to make sure I explain this well. You can't be unbalanced. Everything has to be in the right and properly. Stop the bullshitting and just do what you're supposed to do. There's no such thing as excuses. There's no such thing as holding you back. There's no such thing as hesitation. You're the only one hesitating yourself. You're the only one procrastinating. You're the one who's not willing to take the risk because of yourself, because of your foolish mind, because of your foolish thoughts. Disconnect yourself from that. Have space for yourself. Respect yourself, respect your mind, and respect your body. That you're respected enough to just do whatever you want to do on your own free will. Your actions matter more, mostly when it's about you rather than what you think and what you do behind your mind. If it's not you consciously, intentionally doing those actions, whether it's your mind telling you not to do it, you're not thinking from yourself, but rather you're thinking from right here. And your mindset most likely is not programmed right. You need to start programming right and just remind yourself on who you truly are and the things that are going to help you achieve on the personality and the character that you want to be forever. But yeah, man, it's Preferred Saga. That is the 2% and the 98%. Evaluate and other things that you have. Everything that you have within yourself in the 98%, you have to surely eliminate. All those things are going to be your eliminating factor. If you don't eliminate any certain things or any setbacks that you have here in the 98%, you need to realize that if there's no change, nothing is going to change. So you need to be prepared for the consequences if you don't transfer your mind to the 2% rather than the 98%, okay? But yeah, live your own truth, create your own saga. I leave out to that. Follow all my socials and just stay in touch with me. Go check my link in my bio so y'all can check my other social platforms and not let it be, man. Alright, let's get it.